Alright guys, another video. Had some time, so I finished a very special project in my opinion. I've been working on this for way too long. It was I started this, I don't know if you guys would remember, but I started this back when I had that little green mill right there. So all of these items were actually milled on that little green mill and turned on that little green lathe that I used to have. All of this I drew back when I was in college, so like I've had the parts for this sitting on my bench for probably 2 or 3 years, and it needed some tuning. I made some mistakes in CAD, and I had like, I don't know, 100 holes to drill as well as 50 holes to tap, and I don't know, I just kind of lost motivation. All the fun machining stuff was finished with, and then like the tuning, take it apart, put it back together, tune this, tune that. That's all that was left, and that's not the stuff that I enjoy so much. So I would work on it in, little pieces here and there, but I never really like took a big chunk and did it. But since I've been home, with the current situation going on, I've had lots of time. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna finish this thing. It's a cool build. It deserves to be finished. So basically, this started. Kind of three things. So I was kind of on the hunt for the perfect, or not perfect, but my ideal magfed homemade. So that started with the Rev Shot for me, and then I did a version 2 of the Rev Shot, which maybe you saw, and that was an improved version with an internal pump, a different pusher. It got away from the brass breech. It had an O-ring pusher similar to how Artifact does theirs. And then the Caliburn came out, and then I thought, well, scratch that. That's a much better design than this, V2 kind of Rev Shot build, because it involves significantly less tooling. But, I'm not the biggest fan of machine Caliburns. Like, I like them, don't get me wrong, but it's not my ideal homemade. And the 3D printed version, very cool again, but I don't know, I'm not a huge 3D printed blaster guy. I like them, but again, just not my ideal homemade. So I wanted something that would get completely away from pipes, homemades. I've made so many homemades that are based around pipes, 1 1/4 inch PVC plumbing pipe, or aluminum pipe of similar dimensions. So I just wanted to get completely away from pipes, so hence the side plates here. And then so another big inspiration was the Xplorer X Skull, which is an awesome blaster by Hang of xplorer, and I actually wanted to buy one of them, and then I thought, that's a lot of money, I can't afford that. I have all these tools, why don't I build an X Skull inspired magfed homemade, and it's got just everything that I would want in a magfed homemade. So just kind of getting into it rough here. 3D printed front grip, and it's all my design in CAD. 3D printed muzzle, you've seen these muzzles before, I've done those many times. 3D printed magwell, and this basically only fits Explorer mags, PAC-D mags, the first gen Artifact mags, anything with a short dart lip in the center. It won't take any forward mags. I think it'll take katanas as well. So that's that. The plunger tube here is not PVC. It's a little bit larger ID than regular PVC tubing, so a larger plunger volume, quite a bit of draw, more draw than a long shot in a larger tube, but a little bit less draw than a plus bow. But again, it's a larger tube, so it has about the plunger volume of a plus bow, and it's got a very short plunger rod here, but we'll check that out on the bench. 3D printed stock, I'm not 100% happy with the stock. It's a little bit like blockish, but it's all I could come up with at the time. At the time, I wasn't the best with CAD. I was quite new still. Then it's got this like bolt sled kind of deal, just like the X Skull there. Mag release, of course, and this mag release is just like literally 1-to-1 copy of the Xeus mag release. I really liked it, so it's basically an Xeus mag release. 3D printed trigger, but it's only the 3D printed part is just for comfort. The rest of it is aluminum, and that's bolted in with thread inserts. And in the mag well, it's got thread inserts. Stock, it's got thread inserts, and then this is just tapped right into the HDPE. And you know, a couple of design choices I wish that I made differently. The sled part here, I wish it was. I wish I did in plastic, because it's aluminum on aluminum contact. A very bad idea, and it requires lubrication. It'll seize up if it doesn't. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I think for the you know, this view, we'll take a look on the bench. I'll show you the seal really quick, and the seal or the pusher I'll show you again on the bench, but it's not an O-ring breech. It is my preferred style of breech, which is a taper seal, just like Explorer does. And I just think that's a superior breech. It's much smoother. You get a good enough seal. And yeah, anyways, it's my preferred. When you hold it forward, when you're firing, it seals a lot better, but here's the seal. So it does have a seal, basically just like an Explorer blaster. Not perfect, but more than good enough. And I just want to talk about seals really quick. Like, getting away from the old school NIC stuff, you know, I don't think it's necessary. Like, think about it this way. An airsoft gun, there's zero seal. Pellet gun, BB gun, there is zero seal on the barrel. The barrel has a smooth fit on the projectile, and that's what I'm looking for in a Nerf dart. And the seal in the plunger and in the breech is greater than the force required to expel the dart from the barrel. So all this perfect seal stuff, that came from very, very tight darts in CPVC, and you're basically exploding it through the barrel, and you know, hoppers and whatnot. So it's not needed in a single magfed design with a looser barrel with proper fitting darts. It's just not needed. So that's why I went with the taper seal on the pusher, because I think the performance gain that you get from that and the feeding, just like the way it feels, is just far superior. And I don't even know if there's going to be any performance gain from using an O-ring. So anyways, we'll get it over on the bench, and I'll show you some of the internals. You know, we'll take a look at some of the machining I did. I think it's quite interesting, especially on manual machines. This is all done on manual machines, and not even these manual machines. Significantly smaller, cheaper manual machines. And biggest mistake I did with this was there's no drawing, there's no blueprints. Everything is totally done by eye. Like, the only parts that are in the computer are this, this, and this, and this. Just everything that needed to be printed. All the machine work was just totally by eye. Like, oh yeah, that looks good, this looks good, this is, you know, aesthetically pleasing to me. And it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm good, or maybe I'm just really lucky because I got the height for the magwell perfect. It feeds totally fine, like all the clearances are good, and it's totally done by eye. But that made it a real bear to assemble and to drill and tap all these holes, because again, all the parts were made by eye. So I'll put it on the bench, and we'll have a look at some of this machining here. Okay, so here we are on the bench, and oh, I think I might have put you guys upside down. I think we should be good. I'll fix that on the computer if I did. But anyways, so here's a grip, modeled after, kind of after the Explorer stuff. My initials on there. Mag release, magwell. You know, see how it only would fit Stefan mags. So there's the pusher here. And see, it's a machined aluminum pusher with a taper, no O-ring at all, and then it has a slot in the front that rides on that piece of steel, and that's just a piece of cold rolled steel, and then solid machined dart gate with a matching taper, and that's just milled out of a solid block there, and it has a nice feed ramp. And then there's the bolt sled, muzzle, of course, but you've seen those before. And then there's my plunger rod here, and hopefully you can see. So there's the pusher, and I just got regular O-rings. But see how short the plunger rod is? And Explorer, I got that idea from Explorer. And I just got a K25 in here, actually. It's a pretty light spring, but I'm getting great performance. Shooting like, you know, regular Nerf homemade distances, long shot distances, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's a very special build to me. It's probably one of the nicer homemades I've built for myself ever. Lots of time and money into this. Not really money, but like, you know, the raw materials are more expensive than the usual, like PVC parts and whatever. I actually started to mill a, or not mill, turn on a lathe, a muzzle, but I decided that it's a little bit dangerous to have an aluminum muzzle on a blaster, just because what if you hit somebody, or even just like, you know, you're outside playing in public, it just looks a little bit too real. And then I have this artifact one too, but that is just menacing, so that won't be going on there unless I hang it up on the wall there. I wanted to do that Caliburn video, but I think I decided I'm going to wait until we get it powder coated or anodized to show you guys, because it's a really special build I want to show you when it's actually complete. The hardware is all stainless steel, 632 pan Phillips, you know, NIC standard. And then all the screw ports here are going into thread certs. They're just those ones from McMaster Car. They're like heat press inserts, which you know, you just print accordingly. You print like a large hole and then press them in. They're pretty neat. If you guys do some 3D printed assemblies, it's so much better than trying to tap, you know, printed ABS or printed PLA with these fine threads. Like, you can get away with using sheet metal screws because it has a coarse enough thread to bite into the 3D printed parts, but you know, any amount of disassembly pretty much ruins that quickly. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, but that's just my experience. It's just no good. Basically, all the parts here are made from just scrap aluminum that I found, or just around the shop. 1/4 inch body plates, 1/4 inch sled. The pusher and the dart gate are actually made from round bar. This is 5/8 or 3/4 plate. It kind of looks like 3/4 plate. And then this was a fairly big block. I got some large blocks of aluminum from the machine shop I work at. They just straight up gave it to me. It was just scrap. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I probably said that already. Just wanted to show you a, my opinion, really cool blaster. I'm gonna have it forever. I don't think I'll ever sell this guy, and I'll probably actually refine this, like when I get some time and when I get some CAD software, because I'd like to buy SolidWorks or teach myself how to use Fusion a little bit better. I want to draw this completely, have the plates all water jet cut, so all I have to do is machine the guts and print it, and then it'll be a little bit of a more robust, or not robust, a little bit simpler for me, less milling, because this is quite a bit to mill on, you know, such a small mill. On the bigger mill that I have now, it'll be easier because I have a bigger work envelope, but with that little guy that I had, this is basically the travel limit that I had. So cool thing about round columns is you can swivel the head. So basically you would, you know, find your X and Y 0 here, mill this, mill that, and then without unclamping your part, you'd swing the head over, mill that, swing the head over again, you know, find your X0, Y0 again, because your datum is here, like one of these corners, and then you'd mill that. And I had these clamped together, so you're milling both at the same time, and that's what I did with this guy as well. This was easier because it fit in the work envelope, but with the bigger mill, honestly, I don't even think it's going to help, because I think the work envelope is about to there, so I still have to, you know, pick another 0, 0. Yeah, but anyways, guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, keeping busy, you know, all that good stuff. I think this might mark the, maybe not the last, but one of the last springers that I will be building, designing for myself. I'm just getting a little bit bored of it, so And I'm not quitting Nerf, so I don't know if I don't know if I should give it away or not. I'm gonna get into some HPA, and to have my own design. I've had a look at some of the other guys' stuff, and I have a little bit of experience with making valves and air tanks, so should be okay. I'll be making a semi-auto, repeating. I don't know if it's gonna be blow forward or blow back. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, making my own valves, my own air chamber, and all that good stuff. So, like I said, guys, hope you're doing well, staying safe. It's nice to have you back in the shop, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.